Hello, hello, Vegan Cupid here. Sorry, I got a bit of a late start today, but I have a really good excuse. We are going through a major heat wave today, and my partner, they do outdoor work, so the business was shut down today, and it never it rarely happens. So we decided to go out on the lake on our boat and just go in the water to cool off because it's insane. We have two air conditionings, but it's crazy. So yeah, I literally just got back like half an hour ago. You can see I'm red. I probably got a sunburn, but it's all good. It was totally worth it. And yes, like I came back for you guys. Okay, like I knew it was going to be a bit late, but I'm very committed to coming live every Thursday. I know some of you, are really like on the dot, so I really appreciate it. And before we get started, so if this is your first time joining, because there have been a lot of new members in the group, which is amazing. The group is growing like crazy. So if this is your first live that you are watching, please go to streamyard.com/Facebook to authorize StreamYard so that I can see your name and your picture as you are commenting. Okay, that way I can see who's talking, I can see who's here, and I can reply to your comments personally. Okay, and whether or not you are watching live or the replay, I will go in and read all the comments. Okay, so feel free to leave questions if you have any. And before and can everyone hear me? Can you please just leave a comment and say yes, you can hear me, please? I'm using StreamYard, and I don't always see when people like give hearts or likes. So if you can actually leave a comment and say yes, I can hear you, that would be amazing. Okay, perfect. So, and again, and if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to just pop them in the chat, and I will get to them. Okay. So oh, and also before I forget, if you have any vegan single friends who are also looking for love, please let them know about this group, okay? You can click on the invite on the right-hand side of the group and invite them, and I would greatly appreciate it. So, and again, if you are new and you're not familiar with me, I'm gonna just do a little quick intro. So I'm Karen, also known as Vegan Cupid, and I am a vegan matchmaker and coach. I love people, I love animals, and I love love. And yes, it's cheesy, but I don't care. I've been helping vegan singles find love for the last 9 years, and I have a network of over 20 plus thousand veg singles across US and Canada. And I'm a relationship builder and a people connector. Okay, so every Thursday I go live from this group. The lives are exclusively for my group members to address, different topics every week. And today's topic is you are not single for the reason you think you are. So this may trigger some of you, and just sit with it. Okay, too often, clients come to me thinking that they are single for one reason, but after just one Cupid call with me, I'm able to uncover the patterns of what is really holding them back. And it's pretty amazing, that I'm able to do this after just one call. And why do you think what do you think is the most common reason why people are single? Leave a comment and tell me what you think it is, because I want to know your thoughts. I saw someone just posted, but I can't see your name. So if you could please just authorize StreamYard, go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then I'll be able to see who you are. And you only need to do it once, okay? So if you're planning on watching the lives, again, you just need to do it once, not every time. So please go ahead and do that. So again, why do you think, and if you're watching live or the replay, I want to hear from you. Why do you think that you might be single when you don't want to be? So the answer is that you are blocking your own love life, most likely. Okay. Of course, this isn't it's not, I'm not going to generalize, but that is the main reason. Okay, people are blocking their own love lives. And if you are like my most successful clients before we started working together, then chances are you are probably blocking your own love life. I've seen this time and time again. And we all have baggage from past relationships. We all do, okay? But it's how we carry that baggage that determines our ability to find love. And the number one thing that I teach all of my clients is to let go of all the BS so that you are possibly holding on to so that you can be free and move forward. And it's more about just saying to let go, right? Because again, we all go through, you know, because we go through a systematic process that works, you know, no matter what, no matter how long my clients have held on to their blocks and limiting beliefs, you know, it all stems from being able to let go. Okay. And love is all about taking risks. This is something that I say all the time. There is no love without risk. And so it's normal for you to have your guard up and be protective of your heart. And getting your heart broken sucks. But it is so worth it in my opinion. But there are ways to let go of that heartache and to also take new risks that aren't as risky. And above everything else, you have to understand how you block yourself and how to remove those blocks so that you can do so. And remove the fear of being vulnerable, of putting yourself out there, and of showing the world how truly amazing you are. And so, you know, are you looking great potential partners over something trivial? Are you giving people enough of a chance? Or are you running away, you know, at the first sight of what you consider to be a red flag? These are all really important questions to ask yourself, right? To really try to assess, like, why am I single when I don't want to be? What's going on? But by learning how to let go, you become more aware of your blocks so that they can be removed once and for all. And another block that my clients learn how to remove is the story that they tell themselves that they are too picky to find love. Again, many of you in my group, I've asked this question before in the group, and many people have said, I'm single because I'm too picky. So if you're one of those people, you know, tell me why you think you're too picky. Has anyone ever told you that you are too picky? So I'd love to get a conversation going about that. So again, if that's you, if that's the story that you've been telling yourself, why is that? Okay, so let's kind of analyze that a bit. And because honestly, too picky, you know, the too picky story isn't that you're too picky. It's really that you've become comfortable being alone. You don't truly believe in yourself, or you don't think that your person even exists. So again, it's not about being too picky. Okay, that's just the easy thing to say to people. And like, no wonder you're struggling if that's what you're telling yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, I'm going to take a guess that you're like most of my clients when they start working with me. Again, this is a very common thing, you guys. Okay, I see this time and time again. And you know, maybe you don't think you are worthy of finding love and being loved. And the story that you're single because you're too picky, or that you can't find any single veg men or women, is that a story? Okay, it's just a story that you're telling yourself. Yes, the pool of veg singles is small compared to the rest of the population. I'm not going to argue against that. But you don't need to have a million people to choose from to find someone truly special. It only takes one person. Am I right? Like, leave me a comment and let me know if what I'm saying is resonating with you. Okay, I want to hear your thoughts. So leave a comment. And remember, your comments are completely private because the group is set to private. So your friends and family will not see what you're posting, okay? That's another reason why I'm doing these lives in my Facebook group, because I want all of you to feel comfortable and feel like this is an open space to communicate, okay? So again, it's just a story that you're telling yourself, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible for you to find veg love. I've proven time and time again that the veg singles are out there, and I've been able to find thousands of them all over US and Canada. And you know, I'm a matchmaker, but I'm not a magician, right? And oftentimes love is right under our nose. And it is so easy to miss out on amazing people when we are blocking ourselves with the things that we think are the reasons why we can't find our veg love. But the truth is that we aren't in the right mindset to find love, if that's the story that you're telling yourself, okay? And, I've been helping veg singles find each other for the last 9 years. So for me, it's not like searching for a mythical person in a crowd. And it doesn't have to be mythical for you either, okay? Veg singles are out there. And you just need to be resourceful, creative, and optimistic like I've been to find them. And that's exactly what I help my clients do to find veg love on their own, okay? Again, this is not magic, you guys. So again, leave me a comment. Let me know if you're one of those who just thinks that you're single because you can't find any veg singles, okay? So tell me, I want to hear from you. And if you're a woman, like I've heard this a lot, you might be thinking, of course, but none of the veg singles out there are men. And I hate to break it to you, but in many of the cities where I previously hosted veg speed dating events, I would often have more men sign up. And a few times I even had to cancel an event, like a multiple events, because there were more men than women. Of course, this didn't happen ever. There was definitely some cities where that, like in the Bay Area, for example, where there's a lot of men because of the tech industry. But but even now, like half of the clients that I'm working with right now are men. And they're not just lonely hearts, losers, or jerks. And I don't invite those types of people in my program, but they are amazing men, the kind you want to introduce to your friends and take home to meet your folks, okay? And don't worry, guys, there are lots of amazing women too. And best yet, these veg singles don't take you on a date where they ask you about your protein intake if your iron is low, or they don't try to force you to go on a date to a steak restaurant or go to the zoo or go to SeaWorld. Yeah. And having, it means that you don't have to compromise on something as important as your beliefs, because when you compromise, you will feel extremely unhappy and you will end up feeling resentful over time. And to me, it's simply not worth it. So again, I need to ask you a question. Have you ever asked yourself why you're single? And so, Sherry, let me just pull up your question here. So Sherry is saying, how about the opposite of picky? Settling because the lack of self-appreciation or confidence. Yeah. And that's another really big thing. Thank you, Sherry, for mentioning that. And I am actually going to be talking about settling, because again, you should never settle. But settling means different things to different people, right? So we are going to talk about that in a minute. But again, tell me, why do you think that you're single? And be honest with yourself, right? And again, if you're watching the replay, still post and leave me, post and leave me your answer, and I will go back and I will reply to it, okay? Because this is a topic that I'm really interested in, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, okay? So, maybe you've been thinking, maybe you've spent hours thinking about this deep question, because it is a deep question. Perhaps you've been talking to your friends and family to try to figure out why it is that you're single. You might consider yourself a really good catch. You have a really great job. You have great friends. You have your shit together, but you're single and don't want to be. You've read books, watched videos. Perhaps you've tried getting advice from people, but you still can't figure out why. And maybe you're thinking that it's them, right? But I'm sorry to break the news, but it's probably not. Okay, so let me give you an example of what I mean by this. So growing up, and this is a client, the name has been changed to protect confidentiality. So growing up, Tammy didn't have a good relationship with her father. He wasn't around much, drank a little too much. He didn't treat her mother with the respect that she deserved. Growing up in this kind of environment, her mom often had negative things to say about men in general. And this really impacted the way Tammy viewed men. And it also impacted the type of men that she was drawn to and attracted. She realized that she was picking all the wrong men and she needed help. So she went through the process of letting go of all that past trauma. Again, it all starts with letting go. And she decided to be positive no matter what the outcome would be. And finding a veg partner who has similar interests and lifestyle isn't really as hard as you think it is. The much harder part is doing the deep inner work. Okay. So again, that's where it all starts. So I'm just reading something. Hold on here. So Jessica says, I think that it just hasn't worked out. I have dated some amazing men over the past year, but one guy I wasn't physically attracted to. The other guy was super religious. I'm still friends with them. I do feel that I'm much closer to finding the right person. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Religion is a pretty big thing. It's, you have to have lots in common, and just because someone is vegan, it doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect for you, right? Unfortunately, not all vegans are created equal. And so, they have to be vegan, they have to have similar life values and goals, such as religion, because that's a really big thing. And there has to be attraction for sure. But, physical attraction is that, and chemistry, like that's a whole other discussion, right? And what can often happen as well is, and I actually sent an email to I'm sending an email to my list this weekend about chemistry and feeling butterflies on a first date. So if you are on my email list, look out for that email. And if you're not on my email list, leave a comment saying how do I get on your email list, and I'll give you the link. Because yeah, I talk all about chemistry, and how sometimes we don't feel the chemistry, but it's not because it's not there, it's because we have our guard up. And I actually, experienced something similar. So we'll talk about that later. But it's all about doing the deep inner work. It 100% starts with you. And when you live your life out to the deep pain inside, you have all these negative feelings, right? That cloud your instincts and makes it harder for you to connect, feeling unworthy of love, having low self-esteem, or putting out negative energy into the universe. And I get asked a lot, like, how do you know how do I know if I've done the deep inner work that is required? And so I'll ask you a couple of questions, and you can tell me if any of these apply to you. Okay. So again, leave a comment and let me know if what I'm saying is resonating with you. So here's a couple of questions that I really, really want you to ponder about. Okay. Do you have a long list of non-negotiables when it comes to finding a partner? Are you often faced with people who aren't on the same page as you? And just like Jessica said, that can be religion, for example, or it can be you're attracted to them, but they're not attracted to you. You want something serious, they want something casual. They want kids, but you don't. And do you feel like you are caught in a vicious circle and always choosing the same type of person? This is something I see a lot of. And and think about that, like how is that working for you? Okay. So repeating patterns is something that that can happen if you're not if you don't realize that it's happening. So it's hard to break the cycle of anything, right? So it's tough. Kristen says, I know every relationship takes compromise, but there are definitely things that can be deal breakers, and doing that soul searching could definitely help to figure those things out for sure. Yeah. And again, it's all based on that deep inner work. And other questions that I want to ask that again could maybe shed light as to why you're single when you don't want to be is, are you too quick to judge on the first date? And you're not giving them, a second or third chance. And, you know, a bit like what I talked about briefly before with the butterflies with the email is like, do you think you should be feeling butterflies on the first date? And if you don't, you run. Because again, I've heard this many, many times from my clients that they go on a bunch of first dates, but they don't get to the second and third date. And the reality is that a lot of people, they will be like, oh, I'm not attracted to them. I didn't feel anything, so they're not the one. Right? But again, it's not always necessarily going to be that. So if you said yes to any of these questions that I asked you, there's a good chance that you still have some deep inner work to do, and that's okay, right? It's like this is a lifetime process that we all go through. And again, just like I said earlier, and I'll say it again, just because someone is vegan, it doesn't mean that they are good for you. And just because you say you want love, it doesn't mean that you are ready for it. So again, really let that sink in and think about it, okay? And so that's where I help my clients. I not only help them find love, but I also help them overcome the deep inner challenges. And I can offer that fresh perspective that my clients, you know, are able to break their self-sabotaging behavior that keeps them from finding love and keeps them from the loving person that they always wanted to be. And you know, life is too short. Like that's what I always say. Life is just too short, okay? So if you're single and you really don't want to be, you know, it's time to kind of like, you know, really go deep and figure out, okay, why am I single? Am I too picky? Am I blocking my own love life? Am I, you know, what is it that's going on? And if you are ready to look at things in a new perspective, and if you're ready to be open-minded, because again, a lot of this deep inner work has a lot to do with how open-minded you are, right? A lot of clients come to me at first and they say that they are open-minded, but afterwards I discover that, you know, they're not as open-minded as they would like to think they are. And that's, again, that's not a bad thing. And that's where I come in and help them, right? So if you're ready to be open-minded and you're ready to let go and move forward with a positive attitude, again, it's 100% mindset. You know, you truly need to learn to be able to let go and you know and work with someone, you know, whoever it may be, to be able to help you get there if you're not able to get unstuck yourself, right? So again, what I do is I really help my clients get unstuck, and I fast track their results, and I really help them break the patterns that are keeping them stuck, right? So it's yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to do on your own. It truly is. So let's see here what other comments we have. Yeah, we already saw that one. StreamYard works kind of weird sometimes. I don't always get all the comments. But yeah, so there's 5 of you watching live. So, you know, post a comment. Let me know if what I'm saying has struck a chord, if it's helped you kind of like really think deep about why it is that you might be single when you don't want to be, or maybe you already know, right? So let's hear it. All right, it's okay if you guys don't want to talk. You can always comment after, and then we'll go back and check the comments, okay? So again, if you need help getting unstuck, I can help you, and I would love to help you, okay? So if you're ready to take action, truly ready, and you want to explore the possibility of working together, I would love to chat with you, okay? So all you need to do is book a call with me. We'll get on the phone, we'll talk. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and the goal will be to try to figure out what is keeping you stuck so that I can help you and then we can decide if it's a good fit of working together. And I'll tell you about my 10-week program and how it all works. And if you're not ready to book a call, that's totally fine. Again, I'm not here to pressure or to push or anything like that. I'm just here as a resource for you, should you choose to explore that. And so yeah, so if you're not ready, a good option is to get in the Veg Love Vault if you're not in there already. And if you don't know what the Veg Love Vault is, it's also called my database, and it's what I use to find amazing potential matches for my matchmaking clients. It's also a great opportunity to find out about my live videos, my online matchmaking events, get free dating advice, and all kinds of awesome stuff. So if you want to get in the Veg Love Vault, I will drop the link in the comment, and it's actually in the video description. So the video description lists the link for the Veg Love Vault and also the link to book a call with me. Okay. So if there are, so Sherry is asking, and let me just show it because it's a good question. Yes, so it's a free consultation. It's totally free. I call them my Cupid calls, and it's for people who again want to explore the possibility of working together. Okay, so I ask you a lot of questions again to assess where you're at and try to figure out what's, why you're single when you don't want to be. So we talk it out, we figure it out, and then I tell you about my 10-week program, and then we can decide together if it's a good fit or not. So yes, it's completely free. It's 1 hour. A lot of people walk away from the session again with just like a renewed sense of optimism and more insight as to what's going on. And I've been able to help a lot of people, and it's truly amazing. I actually talked to someone, I actually a couple of times. This is not a lie, this is completely true. I got on the phone with like two people in specific that I'm thinking about, and they wanted to work with me, but they just weren't quite ready. But I uncovered something on the call with them that I shared with them, and then they got back in touch with me like a few weeks later to tell me that what I said to them really sunk in, and they actually found love. Like they found someone, which was just like totally amazing. And again, sometimes that's all it takes, right? Just talking about it, but you know it can be pretty complicated. So someone is in Facebook user, again, it says Facebook user because you have not authorized StreamYard. So if you want to authorize StreamYard, I will be able to see who you are. So most men in the vegan movement seem younger. That's a myth, and definitely a myth. I mean, where are you drawing that conclusion, right? Are you basing it just off, an event that you went to, a Facebook group? What is it? I mean, there's men of all ages. The men that I'm working with right now are in their 40s. I've worked with men in their 50s and 60s. They are out there. They truly are out there. So somebody else is saying it's insightful. I have done some self-sabotaging in the past. We all have. Okay. Like no one is perfect. Relationships are so complicated. So complicated. I was in one for 15 years, and now I'm in a new relationship that I've been in for 2 years, and it's still complicated because every relationship is so different, right? Every person is so unique, and you have it's a different relationship, all over again. But the key is to be able to try to learn from past experiences, and grow from it, and learn, and hopefully not repeat the bad patterns. But yeah, relationships are hard, but to me they are just so worth it. Okay, like when you find the right person, it just makes everything so worth it. And no, relationships are not they're not like a Disney movie. They require a lot of time and effort and nurturing. But again, to me, it's so worth it. Let's see what other questions we have here. Okay, I think those are all the questions. So again, if you are watching and you have any questions for me, feel free to pop them now. I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. But yeah, so basically, that's what I wanted to share for today's topic. And I before I go, I want you to do something for me, okay? I want you to drop in the comments, what you are going to commit to doing to stop blocking your own love life, okay? So really think about what it is that you're going to do, okay? And write it in the comments. And when you write something down, to me, it feels like, you're really committing to it. So whatever it is, big or small, it doesn't need to be complicated. Don't overthink it. But just think, what is it that you're going to commit to doing to stop blocking your own love life? So it could be things like, okay, I'm going to be more open-minded. I'm going to, not think that I'm too picky. I'm going to, expand my network. I'm going to stop self-sabotaging. I'm going to let go of whatever could be holding me back from being able to find love. I'm going to stop being negative. I'm going to be more positive and put positive energy out into the universe, whatever it is. Okay, so I want to hear it. So I'm going to read through all the responses again. If you're watching the replay, you can still do this. I'll be responding, reading all the replies and responding to all of them. Okay. So I think that's it for now. If there's no more questions, I hope you have a great rest of the week. I am going camping this weekend, so I'm really excited, but unfortunately it's supposed to rain all weekend, but that's just what the weather is around here. It's either sunny. When it's sunny, you got to take full advantage of it, or it's raining. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will join me live again next Thursday. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, you can always send me a friend request. You can always send me a direct message. I know some of you are more private and don't really want to, publicly, even though it's a closed group, you don't feel comfortable or whatever it is. Okay, so send me a friend request, send me a message. Let's chat and have a great rest of the week. Okay, bye.